This is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Here at the TPC Scottsdale in Arizona, and Frank, when so many people tune in to watch this great event, they think immediately of the 16th hole with all of those fans jammed in. It's like Fenway Park inside the desert there, but it's much more than that little par 3, isn't it?
It certainly is more than that, Rich. The TPC Scottsdale is a great venue for a PGA Tour event. It's a blend of everything: birdie opportunities, holes that are fraught by water, bunkering that's being changed. All in all, it's a great atmosphere with nearly 500,000 people that visit this during the tournament week.
The second shot now to the par 4. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Frank, just a beautiful day out there today, but there are some challenges.
Yeah, those tricky winds up there, you've really got to focus on exactly how strong it is and what direction, because it's very easy to make the mistake of hitting the wrong club out here. If you make a mistake with the wrong club choice, even a good swing is not going to get rewarded.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. And now down to hole number 15. Just a mediocre first round up to this point from our featured golfer. Frank, what are some keys to making something happen down the stretch?
Well, if this is the worst score that they shoot all week, I think that's one of the keys, because this is a position to vault forward from. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. With that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. It's a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. That was not a very good read right there. Shouldn't be a problem here. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Now to the 16th hole, and Frank, what makes this so special is the walk underneath the grandstands. It's the Gladiator coming into the Coliseum.
That's a perfect description, Rich, and that's why this hole is unlike any other hole on the PGA Tour. The atmosphere that the players feel on that tee, they cannot prepare for, they can't experience anywhere else. This is a once-in-a-lifetime par 3.
And when you look at it from up high with the blimp view, it sort of appears as though they've dropped Fenway Park or Wrigley Field right into the desert. And this is a sellout crowd. I mean, this is 20,000 fans, and there's nothing like it. There's not a single hole in golf that has more fans on it than the 16th here at TPC Scottsdale. Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there. Frank, when you get to the 17th hole, we always recall maybe the single most bizarre shot in the history of golf.
Yeah, everybody talks about maybe a hole-in-one at 16, but really 17. And the player was Andrew McGee. It was a good tee shot, don't get me wrong. But Rich needed an assist.
Well, the assist came from Tom Byram, whose brother Kurt is a commentator for the Golf Channel. Tom Byram was just minding his own business, standing on the green, sort of leaning on his putter, and you know what happened.
Yeah, the ball hit Tom Byram's putter and then careened into the hole. So, 17. Made famous, a little bit of history, a couple of names to drag up from the past.
Well, that one didn't work out. It didn't look bad in the air, it hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Now on the green, has about 10 feet left there to save par. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Still playing even for the day after the par. Par 4 18th, and Frank, if you are trying to win the tournament out here at TPC Scottsdale, this is all you want down the stretch.
It is. There's a short bunker there, obviously for the recreational player to respect. 3 bunkers down the right side protected, and that new bunkering situation down the left there to stop the attack of a Bubba Watson or a J.B. Holmes. Now this tee shot is going to have to be respected, and the green too is anything other than flat.
In the fairway, shouldn't be more than 200 yards to the flagstick.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
On the green, a chance for birdie.
Even par currently.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
So a tester from 4 feet. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. Proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Welcome to the stadium course, TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. It's a masterful blend of challenge and playability designed by the team of Tom Weisskopf and Jay Morrish. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo for EA Sports.
The changes, Rich, they made in 2014 have just added a luster to this great venue that hosts the PGA Tour event each and every year. And it's a great test for any level of play.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. Now playing the second here at the par 4. Terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it's a rather poor approach shot.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Oh, I thought he had that. Well, that's disappointing. He misses the par putt. He'll have this for bogey. Hoping to drop only one shot. This for bogey. With that drop shot, moves to 1 over for the tournament. Great scoring opportunity here at the par 5 15th, but Frank, I'm wondering, as a player, is your mind beginning to think about what's ahead at that par 3 16th hole?
Oh, they are. This is really the finishing stretch at TPC Scottsdale, where you get all these swing holes. 15 is a swing hole. 16, 17, and 18, where so many changes in the score can actually happen. But this one here is all about finding the fairway. A good drive down here will be well rewarded because you'll have a chance to reach this par 5 and 2.
So missed the fairway. Now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Ready for his third shot. Needs to hit this close. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
rather nice shot, I'd say.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Par yesterday. Now for birdie.
What the
Well, that would have been a
fuck?
bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
In for par. Frank, the one moment that sort of made the 16th hole what it is today would have to be Tiger's ace in 1997 here at the TPC Scottsdale when it was raining plastic cups.
It was also his reaction too, and that ushered in the Tiger Woods era that we became associated with, which is the fist pumping, the rowdy spectators. I mean, he was one of the few players that bridged the gap between spectator and golf course, and it still goes on until today. And I think Rory McIlroy probably is the only other player that starts to broach that type of inside and outside atmosphere with golf.
Still to this day, it's the loudest single moment that I can ever remember hearing on a golf course. Well, that's just a case of not focusing right there. What a lapse in concentration. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Good putt. Frank, 16 was fun. 17 is always exciting here at TPC Scottsdale.
You've got to be careful because that water that sort of goes around the left side of the green, if that ball's coming in with a little bit of hook, it's just going to keep going left. There's the one bunker you really have to focus on. That's the one in the middle of the fairway. 280 will carry that. Chances are the ball can run onto the green. It takes a brave man really to try and fly this ball all the way there. It's not really needed because there's always another 10 or 15 yards of run. Factor that in.
Birdie try up next. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. These putts keep the round together. Been a little too much of that, Frank. Just sort of ho-hum pars.
Rich, 18 was always considered a long finishing hole.
Not for J.B. Holmes.
Yeah, the water was always in play. And then the day he took it over the left side and carried everything and went on to win, that completely changed the way this golf course played ever since that day.
And it resulted in some of the changes we're seeing now.
Yeah, evidence, the new bunkering down the left side. But it also, it showed us all how much and how strong these guys are, how much they've improved over the years. Second shot.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Pure strike. Good result.
And that is close.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
So just a formality here. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Frank, disappointing couple of rounds there.
And consequently a miscut. No chance of playing in the weekend, but there's more than one tournament ahead.
suck. Oh.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Setting up for a 210-yard shot here at the par 3. If you're just tuning in, it has been a good one. Let's get you caught up as we go down to hole number 14. As we check in on this early round action, we join our featured golfer, already playing well to this point. Couple of low numbers on the scorecard.
Yeah, it looks very good. Good swings out there and some good putting as well.
This one's looking good. Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th.
Yeah, like I'm gonna make that shit.
Wow, I thought he made that.
My God!
Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. At the 15th hole now at Bay Hill, this is a massive dogleg, Frank.
Yeah, if you're a Bubba Watson type player and you can move the ball around, you can move it left to right, that'll certainly help the tee shot. If you're average Joe, though, just hit it down the left. Take your medicine.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. And from the fairway for his second shot here. This is a good-looking shot.
Yeah, roll it too goddamn
Too bad,
much.
Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Third shot. Looking for a good one. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Oh my God.
Man.
I just pushed it.
Well, that hurts. As this now for bogey.
-1. +1.
So with that, 1 over par. Frank, this is a great hole late in the round. Par 5 and a chance to really make up some ground or extend the lead. I mean, you can make some things happen here.
Shortest of the 4 par 5s and reachable for just about everyone. But really, it's the second shot. The better the tee shot, the easier you make that second shot.
Good lie in the fairway. Good chance to make something happen here.
What the fuck?
Arnold Palmer's legacy to golf is in so many different areas. We see it just in the way people react to the game. But really, when we go to Bay Hill, it's the one golf course that you'll see. You've been out there. His clubs are always on the back of a cart. He's ready to go to the range. It's almost in every little blade of grass out there because Arnold plays it whenever he can. The king, whatever you want to call him, Mr. Palmer. He lives and breathes at Bay Hill. And when the tournament comes around every March, it's a great reminder to not just Mr. Palmer, but also the golf course and all those little obstacles that he put in your way, water normally, and all the great events. And it's fun. It's a golf course, too, that anybody can play.
When I think of Arnold Palmer, I think the young professionals could learn just a few things from one of the all-time greats. First of all, reach out to the galleries, sign autographs,
Look him in the eye,
make eye contact as he always did. Number 2, own your golf swing, whatever it is. Believe in it. It may be a little different. It may not be by the book, but own it and be comfortable with it. And then I think number 3, go for it. That's what Arnie always did. Go for it at the risk of failure, because you'll never be great if you just lay back all the time. Arnie always went for it.
One little lesson, too, you reminded me there. The one common denominator with just about every great player is a good grip. Arnold Palmer learned that for his dad. So if you're picking up a golf club for the first time or playing it for the 100th time, remember, the good grip will take you a long way. Safely on deck.
Too far.
Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that. Really, I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Ooh, what a shot right there. Beautifully done. Frank, this is a great hole through the years to watch when the pressure is ratcheted up deep into a round. That is all you want at more than 220 yards.
Plays slightly shorter because it's downhill. The bunker's on the left in play. Even the bunker short right, and of course the water, if you just miss it, that's in play. And the green shapes away from you. This has to be the most difficult par 3 on the golf course.
The second shot now to the par 4. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. This is a cross-country special. That was not a very good read right there.
Even par currently.
So that was probably a makeable putt, but everything had to be right. The speed and the read didn't quite have it dialed in online there. So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. Frank, always nice to get in a round here at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge, the house that Arnie built.
Yeah, it's never easy. Water, so much in play here. Greens firm, fast, great test.
So for all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner for Frank Nobilo. Until next time.
Yeah, Frank, eat a dick. Son of a bitch. In a minute. I gotta finish this last round.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. It's second-round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. We're at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge in Orlando, Florida, site of one of the PGA Tour's premier stops, the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Always attracting a great field, and through the years, it has been the scene of just some championship play from one guy in particular.
Tiger Woods has won there an incredible 8 times.
Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. This tournament has such a rich history. When you look at the list of multiple tournament winners here at Bay Hill, names like Ernie Els, Height, Lauren Roberts pop up. They've all won it twice. And then there's one guy who obviously stands above everything.
Yeah, Tiger Woods winning here 8 times. Obviously, the golf course is perfect for him, but it's the stature of the event. The Arnold Palmer Invitation has gone on for so long. It's one of the events that you look forward to. You know what the golf course is like, but also you know what's required to play well there.
Frank not where he wants to be, but not out of the hole here at the par 5.
No, but Rich, to drop a shot here would really set him backwards.
And he's made the green. Frank, I thought
You gotta
that
be
was it.
fucking kidding me.
Fourth hole looks like it's going to claim another victim.
And getting ready for the putt. Frank, it's been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey.
Yeah, it's not exactly a small gap between that player there and the rest of the field. That gap's got to feel like the Grand Canyon right now. After that good tee shot, Rich, it's time to take full advantage of it.
And this is one where he can really go after the whole location and maybe think about making birdie. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
No doubt they'll be happy with that shot. Well played. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round.
Ah, too much.
Good try, just didn't quite breathe the brake, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for Pop.
Clean this up with a tap. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars.
That fucking suck.
Frank, the par 5-6, this is the signature hole here at Bay Hill.
You've got to really pick a line here, Rich. There's a big pine tree down there. On that line, 260 yards gets it to the fairway.
How important, Frank, is the line off of this tee? Because if you hit
Slow
it well,
down,
but
bitch.
you hit it a little too far left, you're probably going to be wet.
You've got to know exactly how far you carry that driver. Otherwise, you've got no idea which line to take.
All right, Frank, you've played it safe. Now you have that third shot. What's the best way to get to that hole location and make the birdie?
The angle of the
hole,
green really does
bitch!
favor the layup shot because at least you're hitting across the length of the green, but it's a little bit like that third hole, a very narrow green.
No!
So once again, that wedge shot has to be very precise. It just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Now his fourth shot.
Oh!
And he's made it onto the green.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace, it's hard to be critical of that.
You're out.
Settles in over the putt. That's a bogey. Breathing a sigh of relief. You made it through the par 5 without getting wet. And now you're at this par 3 7th, Frank.
You've got to guarantee a carry at least 7 or 8 yards onto the green because that's where that bunker is on that right. It cuts in 7 yards.
You can't ask for much more than that. About 5 feet away. Beautifully done. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
Yeah, I always miss. Oh my fucking
My
lord.
goodness, he just missed that. And that was almost tap-in distance. Cleans that up in the hole. Let's move on to the 8th. And Frank, what's ahead here?
Big par 4, just over 450 yards. Ideally, you want to get it down by that bunker where it's nice and flat because that second shot,
What
you
the
know what's coming
fuck
up.
was that?
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Frank, out of the rough, best to swing a little bit easier or get after it with all you have.
Well, a little bit in between. Obviously, it's going to require a little bit of strength to make sure that club keeps going through, but it's still the planning and the shot. Once again, check short. Is there anything I have to carry? And even remember, there's always the option of just simply pitching the ball down the fairway and taking your medicine.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Our attempt here.
Yeah, I'm making that fucking shit.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one. Rich, you got to tell me what happened. I covered my eyes on that one.
Another bogey. What else? Rounding out the front 9 here at Bay Hill, 474-yard par 4. Frank, you've played this hole before. Where are you lining up when you step onto the tee here?
There's an out of bounds all the way down the left side that you have to be cognizant of, but that bunker, 290 yards carries it, and yet again another hole that favors the long hitter.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Frank, this is good golfing weather. Nice strong breeze. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Well, he'll have to get up and down from the bunker to save his par.
And an awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
Oh!
Frank, that reminds you of maybe what, the greatest bunker player of all time?
Right there.
You can see the golfer is just boiling right now after that miss. Drop shot here at the 9th. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. So that is the end of the second round, and unfortunately, the end of the tournament for our featured player, missing the cut.
They certainly didn't hit the magic number here for the tournament. Fell below the cut line, and they just couldn't make it back. There's always next week.
I suck balls.
Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. It's opening round coverage of the Alberta Classic.
Okay. Have fun. Love you.
Checking in on the action now. Let's go down to the 6th. Early in the round, still holding steady, even par on the day.
Yeah, it's got that feel it could go either way again. Next few holes will probably tell us which way.
Great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The Only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good.
Even par currently.
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. 602-yard par 5, 7th hole. Frank, I'm guessing you want to take the big stick out and let it rip here.
Saw Rory McIlroy hit his tee shot here so far, he had an iron in it.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. All right, Frank, it'll be fun to watch the players have a go at this second shot here at the par 5-7.
Yeah, this green is well protected left and right by those bunkers, but thread the needle and, well, you might just nick yourself another birdie or an eagle.
And it generates some momentum here at the 7th hole. Just for birdie. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
Still even par for the day. Frank, you like this kind of design feature where you go from the longest hole in the course immediately to the shortest hole.
Certainly, golf giveth and golf taketh away. This is just minimally uphill, just a couple of feet, but you can see from the overview the design of the green. When that flag's on the right, it's a little bit of a longer carry, so just be a little cognizant of that. You don't have to hit it directly at the flag.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Man,
I just pushed it.
That hurts. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Just love the variety here on the front side, Frank, coming off that short par 3-8. Now we go to another par 5 to round out the side, 501 yards.
And the third par 5, an interesting front nine here. 3 par 5s, 3 par 3s and 3 par 4s. This one not the longest par 5, but still reachable. This one you have to be a little bit careful though. This is probably the toughest driving hole on the front nine with regard to par 5s.
Headed for the bunker?
Yeah,
that one is in the bunker.
That shot was fucked up.
Routine stuff here, Frank, from the bunker?
You just got to be careful of that lip in front of him with his third shot coming up.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. On the green, looking at a birdie opportunity. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy.
Had every chance of going in.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Wow, I thought he made that.
Whoa, that was unexplainable. I thought that was easily going to be a par.
Now we'll have to focus, try to make bogey. That is another bogey. It's getting messy, Frank.
Ouch.
Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We are back on this beautiful day here at Banff Springs in the Canadian Rockies, set to kick off all the action on the back nine. The 10th begin with a par 3, Frank, 218 yards.
And I have no idea why this is called Little Bow, because over 200 yards, you really have to bow up with this tee shot here. That's for sure. Bending there, you need something that comes out of the gate very, very straight and with a decent height on it as well. If you want to land on that left side of the green and make it stop.
Getting set now over the putt.
No idea.
Couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just trying to keep this round on track. Has that putt, stays at 1 over. On the tee here at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4. Is this a drive you like to hit, Frank?
It certainly is, Rich, but it's a little narrower than what your eye first sees. And the reason why, there's a tree sort of another 40, 50 yards down the right side past that bunker. So if you hog that right side, that tree can become a little bit of a problem for the second shot. Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie.
It's no snack, though.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
That is a solid par putt. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now. presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Banff Springs Golf Club is unique in so many ways, especially known for its panoramic beauty. Challenging layout is set in the heart of the Canadian Rockies. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, ready for the call. Frank, what holes could be a real challenge out there today?
I think if you want to score well today, Rich, you're going to have to play the par threes well. There's 5 of those. They're a good test. You've got 1 shot straight into that green if you want to set up birdie. There are 4 par 5s here. That's obviously where you can get your score.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole.
It's at sneaky distance.
Don't leave it short. Wow. Locked in on the read and the speed. And so just getting started, even par so far. Frank, it's always nice to begin a round with a little variety. We had a relatively short par 4 opening hole and now a par 3 to back it up.
You can see why short iron play is going to be paramount today, Rich. Short iron into the first hole and a chance here to hit another short iron into a short par 3. So you can get off to a very fast start.
Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Seve-esque.
So in the red figures at 1 under. Frank, plenty of scoring opportunities in the early portion of this golf course. We're now at a par 5, the third hole, and it's only 528 yards.
You can see why we're going to see a lot of people perhaps being 3 under through the first 3 holes, Rich. This par 5 bending to the right, very reachable. You just keep that tee shot nice and high off the tee, let it carry as far as possible. There's always advantage of hitting it further than most, Rich, and straighter than most. When you put the two together, it's just straight up a head start.
Second shot here on the par 5 third at Banff Springs.
Even though the green's protected by bunkers on the left, everything sort of kicks from the player's right to the left. So you can land that ball in the right section of the green, allow it to feed towards the flag. Surely not.
That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Chance to get on a real roll.
That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Frank, when you play Banff, you get some of these wow moments where you stand on the tee and you say, ooh, look at
this. Is one, yeah, this is one of them, Rich. Yeah, the elevation change from tee to green is quite dramatic. Consequently, you're going to have to club down a little. At least 2 clubs shorter than what that yardage says on the card. Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, 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 rough.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank, it's not about getting the ball close to the hole from that spot.
Well, he had no chance to get it close. I thought he had very, very, very little chance of getting it on the green. So given that, that was a very good shot. Well, the 4th hole looks like it's going to claim another victim.
Well, it was bound to come to an end at some point. Drops just 1 shot after that terrific stretch of birdies. Frank, what's the key here at the fifth hole? It's par 4, 424 yards.
The first real stringent tee shot of the day. 3 bunkers, first one not really in play. That third one in the distance, unless you're someone like a Bubba Watson, you should be able to aim at that and not reach it.
Good contact, good result. Boy, it is nice to have that one in your bag, to be able to hit it that long.
Yeah, that has to be at least 315 yards.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Just slides by.
Yeah, can't afford to miss too many of those out here today.
He has this for par. Did the job right there. Now at the sixth hole here at Banff Springs, it's a short par 4, only 373 yards, and the short par 4, Frank, all the rage in golf course architecture these days.
A lot more strategy involved when you've got a hole that you can nearly reach with a tee shot. It's how far back do you leave it, what sort of distance you want that second shot. All those things to compute. It's straightforward, a little bit uphill. Basically, it's what you want from your second shot.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Second shot, good look at the green. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Collects another birdie with that stroke and goes to 2 under. Well, Frank, this is the longest hole on the golf course, 602 yards, obviously a par 5, though. Guys like Rory have to be thinking about making an easy 4, getting home in 2.
Yeah, you referenced it. Longest hole on the golf course. Yet Rory McIlroy still reached it in 2.
He just pounded that one. 315 plus yards. A huge drive. Setting up for another approach, our featured golfer has continued that excellent play from earlier in the round.
Indeed, there's no better feeling in the world than when you know you're firing on all cylinders. Hitting fairways, second shot's just going straight at the flag. Right now, everything is working.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. He can really get red hot with a putter. Let's see what McIlroy does. Bang, bang, back-to-back birdies. Now to hole number 8. It's another par 3 with some water, Frank. Only 150 yards. This is the shortest hole in the golf course.
But distance control is still very important here. If you can get the right distance, you could perhaps aim 10 or 15 feet left of the flag. You're only going to have a 10 or 15-foot putt. So just think of that. Water on the right there. You just aim a little further to the left. You can still make birdie.
Respectable shot right there. 20 feet or so from the hole. Frank, 2 is nice, but
3 is even better.
wow, I can't believe he found the cup on that one.
Clean up on aisle 5.
Now to hole number 9, 501 yards. It's a par 5.
Yeah, we finished with the third par 5 on the front 9. You're just going to come through those sort of chute of marvelous trees that define this fairway. Just avoid the right side. Something down the left side is going to open up the second shot.
Those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up. And getting ready for the putt.
Oh!
Well, that was just a lousy putt right there. No other way to say it. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
In for par, and will sit tight at 4 under. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Frank, looks like he came over just a little bit.
Yeah, that one wasn't pretty, but it's still gonna get away with it.
And it makes the green in regulation. Rory McIlroy looking to take advantage with this putt. That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
Nothing wrong with that par putt. So off the long par 3/10, we are at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4, Frank.
It looks like a straightaway par 4, Rich, but if anything, the hole actually bends to the left, and you really want to follow that natural contour of that. Just sort of draw it off those bunkers on the right, or just simply carry it over the ones on the left. But ideally down the left side, it avoids that pine tree that's further down.
That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be what? 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Right about 9 feet here to the hole. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Frank, what are we looking at here at the par 4 12, 442 yards?
Players are really focused on that bunker down the left side. That's the one that has to be either laid up, which would be 286 yards off the tee, or sort of worked off. This could very well be a 3-wood off the tee. Just hit it straight at that left bunker.
Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Birdie try up next. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the course.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, this is a good hole right here. Par 3, 225 yard, 13th. Frank, what do you think?
Well, it's called sulfur. I can't remember what element that is on a periodic table, but hardest thing here is not to figure that out, but figure out what club you're going to use. Just a fraction downhill, just over 200 yards. It does narrow up when they start to tick the flag in the back, but there's a nice fat target there, sort of those first 2/3 of the green.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round. Impressive. Once again, that's a par, remaining at 5 under. Back here at the par 4 14th, and we are ready to tee off. 442-yard hole, Frank.
It's called a wampum. My Canadian's not that good, so I don't know what that means, but the way I decipher it, another little dogleg to the right with bunkers all over the place. It's sort of in the place where you'd like to hit the tee shot is exactly where that crop of, what is that, 5 bunkers down the left side. So you're going to have to somehow squeeze it just right of that. Very awkward tee shot.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
But the short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Shouldn't be a problem here. Just slides by.
Yeah, can't afford to miss too many of those out here today.
So a tester from 4 feet. That puts them at 4 under for the round. Well, now the par 4s begin to stretch out a little bit. The 15th here, Frank, is 475 yards.
Certainly want to put your big shoes on here. Nice big slinging draw off the tee might help go a little further. It does go downhill considerably, so you get a little bit more run out of the tee shot if you did that.
Standing tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. On the green, looking at a birdie opportunity. Settles in over the putt. On the way. Headed for home and in. What a tremendous putt. Frank, the 16th hole, 414 yards, par 4 is nicknamed GOAT. Would that be greatest of all time, or is it just because the possibility you could see old Billy out there here in the Canadian Rockies?
I'd like to think it's the greatest of all time. I've never seen a GOAT hit a draw, that's why, and that's what's needed off this tee once again. The first bunkie should easily be able to carry that, and, well, to be the greatest of all time, this is the fairway, you'll certainly have.
Now to the second shot here at the 16th, and Frank, what's ahead?
Minimally uphill, but it actually plays uphill. The reason why is because all that front section of the green rolls back towards the player. So you've got to carry the ball all the way to the flag.
That's well played. Oh, good looking birdie.
This is that awkward length.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
He has this attempt for par. They'll take it. That's a par. Just 2 holes left here at Banff Springs, and Frank, another par 4. This one short, 374 yards.
It is. It's named Sarsi, which is a tribute to the Indian tribes here and the First Nations of Canada. So just think about that when you're teeing it off here on what is not an overly difficult par 4.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Took the big stick off the tee, but still challenging short second shot coming up here, Frank.
A much shorter second shot here on 17, Rich. But because that green's elevated, you've actually got to be that much more precise with this pitch.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
He can really get red hot with a putter. Let's see what McIlroy does. Wow, they're falling like rains. birdies on the card. Here we are at the 18th at Banff Springs, 578-yard par 5. Frank, did you like to finish a round with a par 5?
Certainly if I could birdie it, that's for sure. And there's a good chance here at 18 you can, but there's bunkers galore. They're all in play for various standards of play. But the reward is if you can pump one down the middle of the fairway there, and then you reduce this par 5 to simply a drive and an iron.
Playing his second shot through the par 5.
Nice.
It's good. Frank, this is a shot any player would love to have. Trying to finish off a round, par 5 18. What are we looking at?
Well, half the job's done with that tee shot, which was just tremendous, Rich.
Oh!
Now, it really is a big opportunity. If you can just sort of slush that second shot, it's a big green. Good chance coming up ahead here for eagle, at least a birdie.
So with that make, now at 7 under par.
A very quick exit, miscut. Not the only one there, but surprising.
The weekend now to regroup. Just didn't hit many good shots.
You fucking kidding me? That's still gonna be +3. +2. You suck. If I get it in, god damn. Oh, I bunkered it. Oh, I'm done.